Welcome to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so our customers can easily choose the best watch for themselves in the comfort of their own home. If you like this watch and would like to purchase it at the lowest price anywhere online, click on the link in the description below to buy it at JazzTime.com. Today, I'm going to be reviewing the Omega Speedmaster Anniversary Series Silver Snoopy Award with blue accents. Reference 310.32.42.50.02.001. It's the 50th anniversary. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the history, then tell you about where this watch stands in the lineup of other similar Speedmasters, then talk to you about the case bezel dial bracelet movement, finally try it on and give you my thoughts. So let's start. This is the Silver Snoopy Award Omega Speedmaster, and it's the third generation of this Silver Snoopy line. Now, to give you a little history, why is it called the Silver Snoopy? The Omega Moon Watch was the first watch that went to the moon. That's right, it's not Rolex, it's actually Omega. And they wore a Speedmaster, and that's why the watch is now called the Moon Watch. And on one of the missions back, I don't remember which one, Apollo something, they were coming back, the astronauts they were coming back into Earth in their little capsule, and for whatever reason the power went out. I don't know, maybe they didn't pay the electricity, I'm not really sure. At any rate, it went out, they didn't have any power, and they couldn't have any timer. They didn't have a way to figure out how long to set these afterburners, because they have to enter the Earth's atmosphere at precisely the right angle, which means they need the afterburners to be on for a certain amount of time so that it achieves this angle. But without any electricity or power, I guess you'd say, then they couldn't achieve that. And they were very lucky, one of them was wearing, as you might imagine, an Omega Speedmaster. And good thing it was a chronograph, because they needed exactly 14 seconds to turn on those afterburners so that it would enter and the pitch would be exactly correct and enter the atmosphere at the right precise angle, turn off the afterburners, glide back to Mother Earth, and land without any issue. And guess what? Since they used an Omega Speedmaster, they timed 14 seconds, it actually happened. I swear to God, this is a real story. It sounds like complete BS, but it's actually a real story. And as a result of this, NASA decided to give the Silver Snoopy Award to Omega for providing this amazing watch that actually calculated a time without any electricity. It's a manual wind watch. So it works even in frickin' outer space. Can you imagine that? Well, it did. So they gave him the Silver Snoopy Award. And if you're wondering why is it a Silver Snoopy, not a like a Silver Donkey Kong or something, then it's because the person that was coming up with this award, he didn't want to name it some really strange name like astrological, earthbound, whatever, blah, blah, blah. He didn't want to name it some, strange, awkward name. And he was a fan of Snoopy. So he went to the Snoopy founder and asked him, hey, can we use your name for this award? The Snoopy founder obliged, and they didn't have to pay for it. So therefore, they named it after this, they named it the Silver Snoopy. So that's how you got the name, and that's also how this watch came to be. So it has some major significance, a lot of significance actually, being the first watch that went to the moon. So it's got a lot of history. Okay, anyways, that's about the history. So the Speedmaster's been out for quite some time, but the 50th anniversary of this occurrence was 2020, and that's when they came out with a third variation of this watch, which is what you see here, the white and blue one. Now the previous generations, they came out with a all white one, which was limited to I forgot how many pieces, but it was a limited piece. This one's not limited, but it doesn't limit it to a specific quantity, but it's still a limited watch. Now the white one that came before this one, edition number 2, be honest, it wasn't as nice as this one. It's more limited, but it doesn't look as nice. It was just all white with a little Snoopy laying down at the 9 o'clock position. Not really that much different anyways. And now they actually have a Speedmaster that's white. Before they didn't have a Speedmaster that's white. Now they do. So it's really not that big of a deal. And the generation before that was actually all black. And all it did was have a little colored Snoopy at the 9 o'clock, which also didn't really look that different. It was not really like different enough for people to want to spend big bucks and to make your Omega look distinguished. But this one, which is the one I have in front of me, which is sold the best for us, is the 50th anniversary, and it really does look a lot better because it has these blue accents, which no other these Speedmaster has, and also has a white dial, and also has a Snoopy right here. And when I show you the case back, it's going to have even something more special. So it really is special in like almost every way. Now they just discontinued it as of 2024, so they might come out with another one. I'm sure they will. I doubt it's going to be in blue. So this is one of your few chances to get this watch. So if you want to buy this watch, click on the link in the description below or go to jazztime.com. Okay, now that's a little bit about the history. Now where this watch stands in the lineup of other Speedmasters is, I kind of told you there are two other editions before this. Okay, a black one and a white one, edition 1, edition 2. I actually think for edition 1 they made it with a blue Snoopy and also like a colored Snoopy. I'm not really sure. I have to. No, sorry. The Snoopy, they just came out with those two editions. They came out with some other Apollo edition at the 9 o'clock. Okay, that doesn't count. But anyways, the Speedmaster, they have a massive amount of Speedmasters. The most classic one is in black, and they make many different variations of it, different sizes, different different colors, etc. And of course, you can see those all on jazztime.com. They even make them in gold. The retail price of this special edition one is around $10,600 as of 2024, but good luck trying to buy it at the authorized dealer at this price. Plus tax will probably cost you like close to 12, but you can't buy it there. You're gonna have to have a minimum spend of like 100,000, and who knows how long the wait would be. And even if you did wait as of 2024, you can't buy it there anyways. So the only place you can buy it is at jazztime.com. We're selling it somewhere in the 17,000 range, at least as of now. But anyways, you'll find out when you click on the link in the description below. We can always get it for you if you want it. Now, that kind of tells you where about this watch stands in the lineup of it. Okay. Now let's move on to the case here. And the case it's actually just a stainless steel watch. As I told you, they make other ones that are in gold and other materials. But this one is 42 millimeter. It's made in stainless steel. Okay. And oh, by the way, it was Apollo 13. I was trying to think which Apollo mission it was. It was Apollo 13. Okay. All right. So the case is 42 millimeters. That's my thumb to my index finger. All right. And it just have a standard Seamaster case. So I can't really say there's nothing so interesting about it. It has a nice, huge beveled edge here. That's high polish. And then the side of it is satin finish, which is a quite nice little touch there. Now the good thing I like about this also, look at the thickness. The thickness is 14.5 millimeters. Not that thick. It's a good size. You know, as long as the thickness is like less than 15. Just by example, Audemars Piguet, a similar chronograph, is also 14.5 millimeters. The Daytona is a little bit thinner. I think it's around 12.5 millimeters. But 14.5 is not thick. It's just fine. It's not. And as I said, 42 millimeters is also a nice size. Not too big, not too small. Especially when you put on a strap, it actually makes it a little bit smaller. Okay. And lug to lug, that means from top to bottom, up and down, is 47.5. Just to give you some reference, like a big AP would be actually bigger than 50, like 52 or something like that. So, and Daytona is about the same, somewhere in this 46 to 48 range. I forgot exactly, but anyways, it's a good size. It's going to fit almost everybody. Okay, so that is the case. Now let's move on to the dial here, or yeah, the dial. The dial is actually a silver dial, and they don't make this dial in any other. Actually, I believe the dial itself is actually made of silver. Someone might correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I believe the dial is made of silver. Normally they make it out of something else. And it has these nice, beautiful blue accents that match the rest of the subdials, as well as the bezel, and as well as the bracelet actually. So you don't really see that, and the hands actually, I should also say. So they really did a good job of matching everything up. It's, you know, on all the other editions, what they did was they simply took a regular Speedmaster and they just drew a little Snoopy on it. To be honest, it looked totally lame, and they didn't sell well either, and rightfully so. I mean, you're making a Snoopy watch just by putting a logo of Snoopy on it. I mean, it's retarded. But in this situation, you're getting so much more. You're getting these blue accents, and I believe probably people like the story on it. I definitely like the story on it. As I told you, you probably think it's pretty cool too. It definitely is. But adding these accents, I really believe people are buying them now because of these beautiful blue accents. If it weren't for the, let's just say it was black, I doubt this watch would sell as well if it just had a simple Snoopy on the front, which is what they did before. So anyways, you have the blue accents. That's what you're looking at here. And by the way, you can read this watch at night because it has this luminescent, and you can bet this watch is going to be working even if you happen to go to the moon. Okay, all right. So, and it also has a water resistance of 50 meters, which is more than enough. So if you think about it, this watch can go to outer space. It can also go scuba diving to 150 feet. Crazy, right? All right. Now let's move on to the bezel. The bezel here is, I believe this is a ceramic bezel, and it's an insert of a bezel. Now, when you look at the, I don't believe it's a blue ceramic. It is a blue ceramic bezel. They call it a ZRO2, which basically is just a ceramic bezel, but you can see it's a very thin bezel. It has an insert. Now the insert is there. It's kind of old school. You have this bezel ring around it, and nowadays watches are going with this insert. If you even look at the Daytona, they also have this insert, right? So it's a ceramic insert, and the good thing about ceramic is it doesn't scratch as easily. Before, they used to make them out of aluminum. So I believe on the older models, they were all made out of aluminum, and aluminum scratches and fades and gets beat up pretty quick. But with with ceramic, it doesn't do that. Okay. All right, and they do a white enamel on this tachymetric scale right here. So these white things, it's on white enamel, and all that means is that you bake it into the paint is actually baked. Enamel versus lacquer. Lacquer is painted, enamel is baked into the ceramic. So you have a very sturdy and well-made bezel, even though you might just look at it and go, oh, it's just a blue bezel with white writing. No, it's a little bit more than that. Okay, all right. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So now I talked to you about the dial, the bezel, and now let's talk about the Caseback. This is where it's really cool. I was shocked when I found this out, that not only did they make a very cool accent, they did all these blue marks, on the front to make it look really cool. When you flip it over, I've never even seen a movement on the back of a watch. Well, I guess I have in some super expensive Pateks that are like $1 million, but on a watch at this price point, I've never seen a movement on it on the back. Now check this out. It's crazy. You have this little Snoopy on the back that you can activate when you start the chronograph, and this little Snoopy, when I press it, it goes and from one side, from the moon, from the moon to the Earth, and it's crazy. You would think, like, how do they do this, and what is the purpose of it? Well, it's just that story I told you earlier. Remember, it took 14 seconds when they hit the afterburner. They timed it on their Omega Speedmaster watch so that they could enter the Earth back at the right time and right angle. Well, guess how long this Snoopy stays in this orbit, or this in your view for? Exactly 14 seconds. I mean, that's about as cool as you can get. I gotta say. I mean, if you're not wowed by that, I mean, I don't know. Don't buy this watch. But I bet you probably are. So I am. I think it's really fantastic. I really like that. Okay, and they have to somehow time that with the movement. So they had to figure out how to connect, the movement with the Caseback so that it could do that. It's not very common. You don't really see that very often. I mean, I'm afraid to open this thing. Actually, I'm not going to open it. I wonder if I open it, how would I connect it back? Actually, I have no idea. So anyways, okay, so that's the Caseback. And I forgot to mention, by the way, that little Snoopy, by the way, you might, on the front at the 9 o'clock, I think on the other ones they were painted on, which is, to be honest, is cheesy, right? How can you just add all this money by painting on a little emblem? In this case, it's not painted. They have like a whole nother little design that they had to cut out, make it out of whatever they made it, probably silver, and then glue it on. So it's not just like a little piece of paint. All right. Okay. Anyways, let's move on to the strap. Then the strap is a blue nylon, but actually, when I'm looking at their website, it actually says a coated nylon fabric strap. And it says that it's made of steel. I'm guessing that means it's steel underneath this or inside the strap. I'm not really sure. I mean, that's what it says. I can't really tell, but okay, it says blue nylon strap. I'm gonna say that it just means it has a nylon strap, and then the buckle is titanium, or sorry, stainless steel. Okay. All right. Anyways, look, I want to try this watch on and give you my thoughts. Now, you probably can tell by the way I'm talking about this watches. I really like it. I really like the Snoopy. I love the history on it. I mean, the history is massive. It literally is a part of history. American history, world history, a watch that has heritage that went into the moon, first moon, and it actually did something while it was on the moon, and also a very beautiful watch. And also you can swap out the strap, by the way. And for the price that we're asking, it's quite a bargain. I mean, if you look at let's say a basic Rolex stainless steel, it's going to cost you, somewhere between 13 and 16,000 anyways. Why not get something with amazing heritage, complicated, beautiful movement, interesting movement, a beautiful color? I mean, there's just a great size, and it's also limited. I mean, there's not much to not like about it. So anyways, if you want to buy this watch, click on the link in the description below to buy it at jazztime.com.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to Model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.